Good morning. This is Kamera. We're on day number 98, 2 Samuel chapter 13 through chapter 15. Starts off with David and his children. I would say his boys are ratchet. You'll see that they are ratchet. But in this case here, um, we're talking about Amnon. What a ratchet boy. Guess what he does? He's fallen in love with his half sister, Tamar. He can't sleep. He can't eat. He can't think of anything except Tamar, his sister. Cousin. His cousin approaches him and said, "Dude, you're King's son. You shouldn't be going through all this. Just ask King David, can you just have her to come and cook for you in your place?" So yeah, Amnon takes his cousin's advice. King David grants him that favor and allows Tamar to come in, cook for him. So, yeah, he's watching her as she cook. Um, I'm not even certain if she's aware of how her own brother feels for her. And so he must get turned on or something while she's cooking and orders everyone out of his room except for Tamar, all of his servants. So it's just the two of them. Now he wants her to feed him, takes her to her room and to his private room and everything, wants her to feed him. But how about while he's there, he decides to take advantage of her. She is so scared and couldn't believe it was happening. She said, "Please, there are protocols we could follow. We don't have to do this. You don't have to do this." He didn't hear that. All he saw was what he wanted, and he was going to take it. Now, get this. He supposedly loved her so much. Well, how about now after he rapes her? He hates her more than he loves her. He had loved her. He hates her now. Treats her like garbage and kicks her out like trash. Her own brother, Amnon, her oldest brother. So now she's devastated, distraught. She rips her clothes and then she covers her face and she heads back to her place crying, covering her face, crying. Absalom, her full brother, same mother, same father, hears of this. And so he comforts his sister and tells her she'll be okay. He invites her, basically, you'll find that he invites her to stay with him, so she stays with him now. Yeah, King David heard about it. King David heard that his oldest son raped his sister, his little sister, and he does absolutely nothing about it. The Bible says he loved Amnon. Amnon was his firstborn. Come on, King David, seriously? Your son rapes your daughter. Okay, that's okay. See, what happened was Tamar's brother Absalom comes into place, and this boy right here, nothing to be trifled with. Absalom is nothing to be messed with. So get this. 2 years later, a full 2 years later after the assault on Tamar, Absalom calls for a feast. He requests the presence of his father, King David, his entourage. And guess what? David's like, "No, I don't want to put you out. It's too much of a burden on you. So, no, I'm not going to do that to you." So he says, "Well, what about my brothers?" Absalom said, "What about my brothers?" And Amnon, basically. So David's like, "Why Amnon?" So get this. Absalom, he pushes until David relents and let him have his brothers to his place. One thing you got to know about, a few things you got to know about Absalom. Absalom is focused. Absalom is very determined. Absalom is persistent. And get this boy, he creates a plan and he does follow through. He follows through. You're going to see this about Absalom. That is not the one you want to play with. Absalom gives these instructions to his servant. "I'll tell you when to kill my brother." 2 years after the assault on his sister. He gives the signal. Servants kill him. Told the servants, "Don't worry about it. I gave you those instructions." Brothers see what happened. They hightail it out of there. Get on their little mules and they run back home. David hears about it. "Oh, Absalom killed all your sons." David rips his clothes, strips down, immediate mourning, right? He's torn to pieces. Cousin, the one who gave that advice to Amnon, tells David, "Oh, no. No. Absalom didn't kill all of his sons. He only killed Amnon because of what he had done to Tamar." Looks up, see his sons coming. Yeah, Absalom ain't no fool. Absalom escapes to his grandfather's house. Not Jesse. the other grandfather. And so, get this. David starts to miss Absalom. Absalom been gone for 3 years. He starts to miss Absalom. Joab sees how torn David is because Absalom's banished. You can't call Absalom back. Joab sends this woman in there, dressed up like she's in mourning, telling him this story about her son and how he had done something and he can't come back because people are going to do him wrong. David's like, oh, he can come back. No one's going to do him any harm. And so then that's when she laid out and say, and what about your son, basically? And so then he's like, did Joab send you here? She's like, yeah, he sent me here. Okay, I got you. I'll go ahead and lift I'll go ahead and pardon Absalom. So he calls Joab, have Joab to go get Absalom. Absalom can come under stipulations. He cannot visit me here at the palace. Absalom goes to his place, right? Remember I told you he's focused, has a plan. Absalom is nothing to be played with. Absalom and he's a brat. He feels entitled. He's bold. He's confident. And they say he's very good looking too. Don't forget that. So he got all the qualities to do anything he want to do. All this power, the king's son. He knew his power. He knew his influences too, and he had charm. You'll see that too. So get this. Absalom reaches out to Joab. I need you to intercede for me. Talk to my father. Ask him what's up. Why am I, I'm allowed to come back, but I can't come to the palace. Joab totally ignores that summon. So Absalom sent another message to Joab. Joab still doesn't respond. Guess what Absalom does? This bold, entitled kid. Well, he's a grown man at this point. Absalom sends his servants to set Joab's field, his barley field, on fire. Yeah, he got Joab's attention then. Joab, what are you doing? You crazy man. Well, I'm just putting my words in it. But he's like, well, I called you and you didn't come. Sounds just like a brat trying to have his way. And he succeeded. Joab came. And he got Joab to do what he wanted to do. He goes to David. Yeah. So David go ahead and welcomes Absalom to his palace. Absalom, humble, kneels down and kisses his brother. He bowed down to his father, kisses his hand, that type of thing. Seriously, Absalom had a plan. That boy had an agenda. And I told you guys, he followed through. Absalom leaves there. Absalom went and hired, he got a chariot, horses, 50 bodyguards, right? 50. This boy set up camp outside the city gates. Anyone who goes and wants to talk to the king, he stops them. Yes. And he validates them. They go to bow down to him, to kiss his hand. Oh, no need. He helps them up and he kisses them. Lets them know they have reasons to have concern for whatever problem they're having, and he's going to help them wherever. He gained the hearts of those people. He did this for 4 years. Are you trying to tell me, King David, that you had no idea Absalom was doing this outside your gates for 4 years and you let it happen? I love myself some David, but I started to question, what is up? What is up? First of all, you let Amnon off. You let Absalom free. I don't understand. You let him just go in and take the hearts of the people. Really? Anyway, so get this. I told you, Absalom nothing to be trifled with, right? The boy is confident. The boy understands his power. And he's charming. Stole the hearts of the people. Going on Absalom. Anyway, Absalom asked, can he go to Hebron? Hebron was like the original state capital when you think about it. So David go ahead and he lets him go. Remember, David's in the city of David. So he goes to Hebron. He grants Absalom favor, request to go to Hebron. Absalom goes to Hebron, right? Absalom set up camp. Absalom goals are bigger than one would ever expect. Absalom calls together and requests a boycott, basically, a takeover of the kingdom. Absalom. Okay, David hears that Absalom is taking over the kingship. Now he wants to be king now. And he's already stolen the hearts of the people. 4 years of working on that one. Yeah, buddy. And so David is now fearful. He needs to flee the city of David before Absalom come there and do them harm. So, yeah. Oh, but get this part. I didn't tell you this other part. Absalom reaches out he summons one of King David's counselors, Ahithophel, I believe his name is. Ahithophel joins forces as well, and so did a lot of other people join forces with Absalom. Just totally betrayed King David. Do they see him weak? Do they feel that Absalom is ambitious and he's going places? He's doing a good job so far. That's what we see. So get this: David flees his palace, taking certain things, certain people. He leaves his 10 concubines. You have people following David. David has his 600-man army leading him. Ark of Covenant is there. What's his name? Abiathar is having these burnt offering sacrifices. They have the Ark of Covenant there. David tells them, take the Ark of Covenant back. If it's the Lord's will, I'll be back. Who knows how God's going to let this play out? See, this is the part that gets me. David is a strong man, a warrior, man who feared God, who trusted God. He loves his sons and all. But don't forget, David was told that the sword was going to be in his house. He was told that there was going to be rebellion in his house. His wives are going to be slept with in the public view. David was told all this after he had done what he did to Uriah, that Bathsheba thing. Yeah. So David know that all this is supposed to play out, but he's not even a fighter though. That part. Would you fight knowing that God had already said that this is going to happen? What do you do? What do you do in this case, right? So he's letting it play out. He's leaving and going, fleeing for his life and all that type of thing. He's certain people. Oh, he even had this prayer to God and said, "Let Ahithophel give Absalom bad advice." He also want the Abiathar to be there for to be his eyes and ears. But get this. David addresses Absalom as King Absalom. King Absalom. Yeah. So there's a lot to look at. A lot of people say David was weak. He didn't do anything to Amnon. He was weak. He allowed Absalom to do what he did. He ran for his life and all that stuff. But let's not forget what David was told through the prophet Nathan. The punishment that was going to come on his house. And what do you do? What do you do? Is it like kicking against the prick? It's like useless. Why fight when you know it's supposed to happen? What do you do, right? Me, myself, I start fasting and praying like he did for his son. But I guess when he did it with his son and God still didn't change his mind, he felt like God wasn't going to change his mind this time. I don't know. What do you do? What do you do? So David ran for his life. And that's what we are, guys. Ratchet kids. Absalom. King Absalom. David running for his life. Well, anyway, guys, that's day number 98. And that was 2 King chapter 13 through chapter 15. You guys have a God-filled blessed day, okay?